French wine laws. You will remember from the video An Introduction to Geographical Indications that wines are divided between those that have a geographical indication, or GI, and those that do not. Wines without a GI are simply labelled with their country of origin. For example, Vin de France. European GIs are subdivided into two groups: Protected Designation of Origin, PDO, and Protected Geographical Indication, PGI. As well as geographical boundaries that determine where the grapes can be grown, the regulations for these PDOs and PGIs also control vineyard and winery practices and the grape varieties that can be grown. For example, in Champagne, the grapes cannot be machine harvested and must be very gently pressed. When it comes to labelling, winemakers have a choice. In France, they can either use the French terms for PDO and PGI, or they are able to use traditional labelling terms. In France, PDO wines are typically labelled using the traditional term Appellation d'origine contrôlée, often shortened to AC or AOC. You will often hear these regions referred to as appellations. PGI wines can also be labelled with a traditional labelling term, in this case, Vin de Pays. However, many producers, especially those in the Pays d'Oc, have switched to the French translation for PGI, Indication Géographique Protégée, or IGP for short. In this video, we have covered the GI system in France. You should now be familiar with the labelling terms used for the French PDO and PGI wines and French wines without a GI.